Hi guys, I am Deepa. Welcome to Shakti Shots. Here we talk about a challenge and a panelist with a secret sauce or a superpower to solve the challenge. My name is Deepa. I'm the founder and CEO of Journyz from Zinda, a software platform that is all about helping organizations act as one. And the challenge that we have today is all about, something that all of us are experiencing right now, which is the need to emerge as a leader during this crisis. So the panelist today is Kleeman. She knows all about leadership and really helping others through these difficult situations. Kim, uh, can you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, first of all, Deepa, thank you so much for having me. This is really cool. And I am a coach in Accelerated Successfully, which is a platform that is helping businesses and those that are transitioning to start their business get to the next level. So I challenge leaders all the time, and I am excited to be challenging leaders who might be listening today.
Awesome, awesome. So, Kim, as we talked about, right? This is a time where I've seen a situation where I'm seeing a lot of leaders emerge from the really this is crisis that we are facing at this point of time, a worldwide crisis. And some of us are feeling the need of, I need to do something, but I don't know if I have what it takes for me to emerge as a leader. And what do I need to do? And how do I do this? And am I ready? And so many questions that are facing all of us right now. And based on your work with leaders, I know that you have done so much. You and I have worked quite a bit together as well. So what is the secret sauce and what can we do to really help people who are in this mindset at this point of time?
Well, that's a great question, and I so appreciate that you are taking time to give people this information. I'm going to share a couple slides from a speech that I gave at Northwestern last year around leadership. And, it's interesting because leadership, Northwestern has many, many professors who are wonderful leaders, and yet they're still looking for the secret sauce on leadership styles.
Right. Uh-huh.
So what my job was to explain the kinds of leaders that you want to be. And so a great leader has to continue to grow and learn and share ideas and connect with their community. And there's a little URL at the bottom of this slide that if you want to take a quiz to see the kind of leader you are, especially in these four categories here, are you the classic entrepreneur where you have an idea and you want to bring it to the world and it's born out of nothing?
Mm-hmm.
There's the problem solver, and that one's really popular right now as a leadership choice because we see a lot of problems out there. And so if you look at your own skill sets and you see a problem, is that something that you can solve? And that is a great way to be a leader and make a choice to step out and be a leader as well. But there's the flip side to that, which is the solution finder, that there may be a bigger problem. And for us right now with the coronavirus, we're finding a lot of solution finding leaders, whether it's to get equipment to the States or whether it's to figure out how to keep a company going when some of their business has been taken away, or what to do with all the employees that you have that you'd like to keep on in the long run. So the solution finder is sort of the opposite of the problem solver, in which they are looking at really unique ways to solve problems, maybe from other industries or other verticals. And
Ah,
then,
so basically it might not be a problem solution, the traditional kind of problem solution, but you're trying to find parallels and bringing it to your
yeah,
industry or your environment.
and that's
Gotcha.
where, a lot of innovation comes in, because
Hmm.
solution finders leadership is around asking big questions, listening really well, being a critical thinker. So, really understanding time is of the essence to find a solution. And those kinds of leaders are very unique. So if you are one of those leaders, the world needs those gifts and those talents
Oh, yeah,
out there. The
absolutely.
modern the modern missionary is one in which This would be somebody who is already in maybe layers of an organization and they're used to being a rule follower. And this is really a great chance to bring a collective group of people together to impact change. And so sometimes that's a movement, or sometimes that is momentum that you feel that kind of leader brings forward.
Gotcha, gotcha. So, and the classic entrepreneur is who?
The classic entrepreneur is that crazy person that you know that's thinking from outer space. A lot of the ideas are original. They aren't being pulled from best case studies. They're not being pulled from Harvard Business Review. The classic entrepreneur is out there doing something that nobody understands, but is the next wave of our lives. So you can think of somebody like Steve Jobs, where he was thinking so far ahead with that.
Right. Gotcha. Okay, this is very cool. And how did they take it? Your speech at Northwestern. What was their responses and reactions?
So this was the postdoctoral biopharma medical symposium. And so who I was really speaking to were people that have been in school for their entire lives. Maybe they're 28, 30 years old. They've been in medical school. They've been working in labs. They are understanding how to change the world through biopharma. Well, to be honest with you, I had no idea what that even meant. And so I had to go and look up and see like what was biopharma and what was that going, what was that future looking like, and was I impressed. I even found a commercial that was playing during, I think it was like one of the biggest viewing nights. It was like one of the Democratic debates or something. And they started to talk about how impactful biopharma is. So the goal here was to try and make people who've been in school for a long time realize that they have leadership skills within them, and at any point they can ignite it.
Got it. Perfect.
Yep. And so if you go here, yes. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. So with these people or with the rest of us, how do we brilliantly innovate? What does this even mean? Okay.
Yeah, so this is a really good time to be talking about this because we are seeing innovation. I mean, healthcare alone is innovating, but we are seeing nationwide that companies are switching from creating whiskey and they're creating hand sanitizer. We are seeing ventilators being made from car factories. We're seeing all of these really innovative ways that when our collective society is shifting, there are things that we can do to solve bigger problems. So leaders lead even when times are tough, and that's both personally and professionally. So I first want to say out there, if you're thinking, well, I'm not a leader, I'm just working within a cog, I'm a cog in a machine. You are a leader of your family. You are the leader of your neighborhood. You are the leader of your relationships. You are a leader, right, in your communities and your charities. And so we really need to be sure that we're not just sitting at home hoping somebody else is going to solve the problems, but that we start to look at what we can do and how we can make a difference. So you can lead in good times. That's actually very easy to do.
Yeah.
It's leading during difficult times that is the biggest risk. And it's okay to fail as long as you're being as honest and transparent as you can. Most people will forgive over time, especially if they understand that a leader was stuck in a position that wasn't fair to them.
And make it be very, to your point, make it be very transparent and visible, saying that, hey, it's not that I have all the answers, but let's give it a shot, right? Together.
Yeah, let's be honest. Leaders are only a few steps ahead of the rest of us. And they don't have a crystal ball. They may have some visioning skill sets, but they don't have a crystal ball. So they are using information, data, advisory groups to help them figure out where to go and what to do during this time. And you can see the ones that are doing it right and doing it wrong.
Oh,
right?
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Every day on TV, right?
Exactly. And then you have those who follow other leaders. So you know, I'm not very good at this, and so I always try to work on following other leaders, even if you do it differently.
Sure.
You might be watching the governor, the president, the leader of your company, and
Mhm.
there's a lot of lip service around how you do it differently. But really, doing is the key here.
Mhm.
So if you're at home complaining and you're not being a leader and you're not helping other leaders, then to get on board with that, that's something that you can do, is just to say to people, hey, stay home, save lives. And
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is leadership, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Yep. And then
Absolutely.
there's also decision making for a group versus yourself. And I think that one is really important, especially for families right now. There's a lot of talk about our businesses and what we're doing for others. So you want to
Yeah.
make sure you're thinking about the whole group.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So, and again, to your point earlier, this is not something, oh, I see now with the
Yeah.
biopharma thing. So basically your point is that this is something that each one of us can do for ourselves, our family unit, our community, even though we might not be doing, that itself is a service to ourselves and for everybody else, right?
Yeah. And if you find a voice and it's respectful and reflective, people are going to listen.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love this Simon Sinek um, quote,
Yes.
actually, right?
Yes. Genius is in the idea. Impact, however, comes from action. And
Hmm.
here's what I'll say. I grew up, my parents were business owners and they did not have college degrees. And my dad used to always say to me, there's a lot smarter people than I am, but they're not doing what I'm doing. And I'm going to
Hmm.
get further ahead than they are. And
Hmm.
that is truth, right? We know
Hmm.
that impact comes from action. So here we are, we're in a moment of adversity, all of us collectively as a
Absolutely.
globe.
Hmm.
And we have opportunity here. I'm not talking about being opportunistic, but I
Hmm.
am talking about opportunities to grow,
Hmm.
to learn. And so here are some few things that might come out of and might be positive or blessings in disguise out of adversity.
Hmm.
You might step forward and be a leader in a way that you've never been.
Hmm.
And that might be that you're collecting food for the depository, or it might be that you're communicating to your company about how you're going to do layoffs. You're growing as a leader during adversity. There's also
Absolutely.
inventing things and creating workarounds that solve problems.
Hmm.
But my two favorite ones are hidden gems and breakthroughs. There is a lot of really cool things that are happening if we listen for them. And we can also have our own breakthroughs during this time. Maybe we offer something new. Maybe we put together Shakti Shots that help us to understand how to be more better and do what we can from our homes. So for me, that's really where I look for the blessings in disguise here, is that those hidden gems and those breakthrough, those aha moments are all ways that you can grow even when times are tough. And believe you me, I've had tough times. I've had businesses that have not been for, forever long. I've had people that I had to let go that weren't very happy about it. I've had banks that weren't happy with me. I've been through all the ups and downs of entrepreneurship,
Hmm.
and staying true to the core values of yourself. That's the leadership skill. That's the part that people remember and they
Hmm.
will watch for. So I'm hoping that I could give your audience a challenge.
Of course.
Oh, great. So here's the thing. You might not understand what kind of leader you are, or maybe it's been a while since you've employed that. So my challenge is that that your listeners think about how they can be the best leader that they can be. Who do they want to be when they emerge out of this?
Hmm.
And there's lots of different ways to do this, but my favorite tip that I'll give so people can get started with this challenge is to think about those teachers, those bosses, those mentors who you really admire, and
Hmm.
write down those traits.
Okay.
And those are the traits that maybe you want to try each week to employ, and just
Hmm.
see if you can be more clever, have more integrity, be more transparent, and just see what that feels like. And then you pick the leadership skills that work best for you. So I'm going to put that challenge out there for
Awesome.
all your listeners.
Mhm.
And I hope that you also, Deepa, will
Of course.
participate.
Of course. Thank you, Kim. This was awesome.
Thank
So
you.
here we go, your secret sauce. And I can see that this is actually emanating from deep within you, right? This is something that you very truly believe in from the core of your existence. So thank you for that. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yes.
And, so this was it, the Shakti Shots for today. Kim Kleeman, and you know the challenge that Kim has for you, which is find somebody that you really admire and look at their traits and see if you can actually do some of these things and kind of hold yourself accountable to it every week. So now we haven't started the Shakti Challenge yet. We will start that soon. Coming soon, the Shakti Challenge. So
Okay.
thank you so much. Thanks, Kim. And this is it for Shakti Shots. Thank you, guys. Bye.